All right, so today we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret playbook that the biggest names in fintech are using to completely dominate the future of finance. We're seeing new hubs pop up, we're seeing massive acquisitions, and huge crypto treasure chests. It's clear everyone is flexing. So we're going to break down this powerful three-part strategy that is shaping the financial world of 2025. And this quote, man, it just nails it. Expansion, acquisition, accumulation, the fintech holy trinity of 2025. It's this perfect phrase, right? This holy trinity of growth. We're going to unpack what each of those words really means and see who is absolutely crushing it. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll define this so-called holy trinity. Then we'll dive into three titans, SoFi, Coinbase, and Ripple, and see how each one is mastering a different piece of the strategy. And finally, we'll put it all together into the definitive 2025 FinTech playbook. Sound good? Let's go. So let's get into it. Fintech's holy trinity. What are we actually talking about here? Well, you can think of it like a three-pronged attack on the old-school financial world. And to really get it, we're going to look at three incredible case studies that show how expansion, acquisition, and accumulation are way more than just buzzwords. They are the core pillars of a plan for total market dominance. Let's start with the first one. First up, SoFi. These guys are writing the book on expansion. And look, this isn't just about getting bigger for the sake of getting bigger. Nope. It's about getting smarter. It's about building a real, physical foundation for a digital-first financial empire, which is kind of wild, right? Especially in a world where everyone told us brick and mortar was dead. And check this out, because this is where it gets really clever. SoFi is running this brilliant two-city play. On one hand, they're planting a flag in Utah, adding over 400 jobs to tap into more affordable tech and operations talent, really strengthening their core engine. But at the exact same time, they're setting up a major shop in Charlotte, hiring over 200 people with that deep, traditional financial expertise. It's the perfect marriage of new world tech savvy and old world financial credibility. You know, the analogy for this is just perfect. It's like a championship NBA team building out its dynasty infrastructure, right? They're setting up these world-class facilities in underrated markets, one for the raw up-and-coming talent and another for the seasoned veterans. So while everyone else is still playing pickup games in Silicon Valley, SoFi is building the deep, boring, but absolutely essential infrastructure you need for a dynasty. This is a long-term play. So what's the bottom line here? The big takeaway with SoFi is this. They are so much more than just an app now. They've got the bank charter, the deposits are flowing in, and now they have this incredibly smart regional expansion. The message is crystal clear. They're evolving into a true vertically integrated financial institution that's getting ready to go toe-to-toe with giants like JP Morgan. Okay, so we've tacked expansion. Now let's pivot to the second part of our trinity, acquisition. And for this, we got to talk about Coinbase, which is literally out there buying its way into every single corner of the crypto value chain. Just look at this number, $375 million. That's the check Coinbase wrote for Echo, a blockchain fundraising platform. Now, this is way more than just another purchase. This is a massive strategic investment that shows you just how big their ambitions are. They're not content to just wait for cool projects to list on their exchange anymore. No, they're going out and buying the factory where the projects get made in the first place. See, by buying Echo, Coinbase now gets to control the entire life cycle of a crypto startup. They can help with the initial fundraising, then the token issuance, that of course provide the platform for trading, and finally offer custody services to keep it all safe. They are moving upstream to become the absolute one-stop shop for the entire crypto ecosystem. I absolutely love this analogy. Think of Coinbase as a giant record label. But instead of waiting around for new bands to get famous on their own, it just went out and bought the cool indie label that discovers all the next big things. So now they can sign, produce, and distribute the next crypto rock stars before anyone else even hears their demo. It's all about owning that creative pipeline from start to finish. And that brings us to the final piece of our trinity. Accumulation. For this one, we're looking at Ripple's strategy, specifically through its partner Evernorth, which is basically stockpiling digital assets to create a massive strategic war chest. We're talking about stashing the ammo long before the battle even begins. Which, leads to this really fascinating question. You've got Evernorth, a payment startup, gearing up for a $1 billion IPO. So why on earth would they be hoarding XRP tokens like a dragon sitting on a pile of gold? It seems a little counterintuitive, but trust me, there's a deep strategic game being played here. So here's the why. This is a completely calculated move.
By holding a massive stash of XRP, Evernorth can do a whole bunch of powerful things. They can facilitate cross-border payments more easily, get a huge advantage in liquidity, and even protect themselves from wild price swings. But the real goal, the most important part, it's about building that strategic war chest and actually owning the infrastructure, the very rails that future digital finance will run on, instead of just being another company that pays to use them.
The analogy for this one is so simple, but it's perfect. It's like being that one kid on the playground who hoards all the best candy. You're not doing it to eat it all yourself. You're doing it so you can control the entire candy economy on the playground later on. That's what Ripple is doing. It's arming its allies to make sure they control the flow of value in the future.
Okay, so we've seen 3 different companies executing 3 incredibly powerful strategies. We've got expansion, acquisition, and accumulation. Now, let's bring it all home and tie it all together into one single, cohesive playbook for fintech dominance in 2025.
This table just lays it all out perfectly. You've got SoFi using physical expansion with the end game of becoming a true institutional bank. You've got Coinbase using acquisition to own the entire crypto ecosystem from beginning to end. And you have Ripple and its partners using accumulation to build a war chest and fuel the future of on-chain finance. 3 different paths, all leading toward one shared ambition, to completely reshape the world of finance. So I'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. As these fintech titans are building their empires using expansion, acquisition, and accumulation, who's their real competition? Are they just fighting each other for a bigger piece of the new pie? Or is this actually a coordinated assault on the traditional banks they're all trying to replace? That's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.